Hey folks, it's Kat.Beanie and welcome to another episode. I just started up my world and I was like, why am I in my base? Like, my mind was like going crazy, probably because I'm sleep deprived. I'm like, please tell me like nothing hasn't like regressed. Because there was a glitch last time and I lost a lot of content because like the map had somehow regressed back to a previous state. So I was like, why? What? How are pigs escaping? What the hell? Wait, hold on. I need to sort out this pig situation. But I was like, why am I in my base? What's going on here? But no, yeah, it's fine. I completely forgot that the last episode I went and like put stuff in the bank and yada yada. How are these pigs getting out? How? Right. Okay. I'm gonna have to. Yeah. No, you guys, not cool. Not cool. So yeah, let's hopefully they can't jump over that bit. But yeah, anyway, I was completely having a mind fart there, so but anyway, yes. We were waiting on obviously the iron cooking. Uh, yeah, so blah, 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 blah. My mind's gone doolally. But yeah, we were waiting on the iron smelting, cooking, whatever. And then I need to go do storage stuff, which is, you know, not the most exciting thing you want to be doing in a survival world, but it needs to be done. So, I mean, if you want to have your crap all over the place, that's well, quite frankly, that's a you problem. I would like to have all my crap in the same place. We have in there. You've got to love the blast furnace. It's just better. Let's see if we can get these. Like, just because it's like so much faster. Like, chuck these in. Chuck these in. There we go. Bring these up some more. Right. It's getting to the point in my bank where I'm like running out of space for the iron. So I might need to. I might take a shulker box. Oh no, that one's got stuff in it. I might take a shulker box and start storing the iron. I don't know why I'm looking in these for. It's just random stuff. Yeah. So anyway, shulker box. Put some of the iron blocks in there to free up some space in the bank. Because we are getting a lot of iron. What was it? There was something I was considering doing with iron, but I can't remember what it was. I'll need to. Obviously, I've got like complete mum brain. Like my like capacity for rational thought has just went entirely out the window. So I do apologise for that. Slime balls. Check those in. Ah, got an iron up here. That's good. I don't know why we have these. We can go in there. Right, cool. So there's an iron block as well. Thank you very much. Right. Yeah, because look how much iron we've got. I need to deal with this somehow. Let's mine all this. Actually see how much we have. Because I know exactly how many diamond blocks I have, because obviously I've been counting, but I don't have any idea how much iron blocks I have, and it's obviously considerably more than diamonds. Yes, a bit. I'm breaking my bank. That's not a good idea. Although I probably should have like a better security system. as opposed to, the one I have at the minute, which is like nothing. And this isn't silk touch either, so if I break this glass, I need to go get some more glass. That's quite a lot already. Thing is, I'm gonna have to replace like all these blocks once I finish like mining them all. So what do you guys like? Right, just two-part question. So, how long have you had your longest world? Your longest survival world? So that's part A of the question, and part B is, how do you store? See, like I've broke the wall again. How do you store, um, like your essentials, like your diamonds, your iron, your gold, obviously your armor, your netherite, etc., etc. How do you store your precious things in your survival world? And just a follow up, if you do not have a long term survival world, why not? And B, how would you store those items if you did have a long term survival world? Because obviously not everybody, like I used to do the thing where like I'd create a world, I'd play it for a while, and then I'd get bored and I'd delete it and start a new world. Like it takes a lot of patience and dedication to stick with the one you've got. So if you're not someone that's at the point where you can sustain a long-term survival world yet, I'm not saying that you won't be at that point eventually. Patience isn't something that you can just have one day. It's like any sort of skill. Like people just think, oh, be patient. Like that's like telling kids like just be patient, just be patient. Like that's not something you can just be. That being patient is something you have to work on. Uh, Having patience is something that you need to develop. As I said, it is essentially a skill. It's not just something you require by. It's like people telling the depressed person just be happy. That's not the way this works, folk. You can't just be happy. You can't just have patience. It's something you need to learn and develop. And like I've seen this through my profession, which is working with kids, and obviously being a parent and having adults having the expectation of children, even teenagers. I'm not just talking about like babies and toddlers, like small kids. I'm talking about like obviously teenagers and even other adults. Like if they haven't developed the skill, then obviously it's not something they're going to be able to achieve with ease. It's something that has to be worked on. It's something they have to develop. And obviously your rational mind needs to understand that by being patient or having patience comes like a greater reward in the future, like having a long-term survival world. Not only like so empty, like not only gives you satisfaction, but obviously you get to see this great world develop and everything add to it like over years of playing it, and it's just fantastic. Right, so I am very, very not good at maths. So not good at maths. So, we're gonna do this old school because I have my phone here and a calculator. So I just need to find out where the calculator app on my phone is. I am like dyslexic. If people didn't know before, you probably know it, right? So there's 664. So 64 times 6 is 384 plus 21 equals 405 iron blocks. Whew. Like, I've almost got as many iron blocks as I want diamond blocks. So we're gonna put some of iron blocks in here. Actually, I'll put all the 64s in, and we'll use the 21 to sort of decorate. And then we'll put the shulker box on top, because otherwise we're going to be using up like all the space. Yeah, that looks better. And then we'll put the shulker box here. Okay, so cool. Yeah, that looks slightly better. Obviously, we don't have enough gold to warrant doing that. We have this entire bottom area for diamonds, and we only have like 131 diamonds so far, so we could like spread this all around here. Whereas obviously this bit needs to be for iron and gold, so I can't be using too much. Okay, storage. I'm gonna need shulker boxes. Oh, it's nighttime. Right, let's go to sleep so I don't have to deal with like mobs trying to kill me. Let's go sleep. Let's go sleep. Yeah, my daughter, if anyone doesn't know, like, I'm dairy intolerant. I cannot tolerate dairy. Not just lactose intolerant, because I have tried. Dairy intolerant. No dairy for me. So... Oh, I forgot to put those. Right, we'll deal with that later. So, yeah, when I was pregnant with Jellybean, who will be 12 weeks on Friday, obviously I didn't eat any dairy when I was breastfeeding, didn't eat any dairy. So when she was moved on to formula, because my milk dried up, if that's too much information for you guys, then deal with it. I am a grown woman with kids who breastfed. Crap happens. And if you're a child watching this, babies get fed with boob. That was not good English, but there you go. Babies get fed with boob. that wasn't grammatical at all. Grammatical? Yeah. I give up. Dyslexia. It's not an excuse. You should always try and improve on the sprachen of the Anglaise, but yeah. Anywho, so when she got put on like formula, like baby formula is powdered milk, made for the babies, and obviously that is made with cow's milk. So she was a bit sicky, being pukey, yada yada yada. This is essentially like Minecraft and parenting all at once. I've sort of come to terms with the fact that I do talk about my parenting life a lot while I'm doing this, and you know, why shouldn't I? It's my video. I'll do what I want. If you like Minecraft and parenting advice, this is a channel for you. So anyway, yeah, baby formula is basically made of cow's milk, and I'm assuming because she didn't have any cow's milk in the womb, and because she didn't have any cow's milk when she was being breastfed, that has essentially had an impact on her ability to handle dairy products. How did that? How was that? That's my assumption. I mean, that could be completely wrong, but essentially, like, I think it's my not my fault because it's not something I could help. But essentially, because of my intolerance to dairy products, that she obviously now can't tolerate dairy products. If anybody understands what I'm getting at here. So she's on this specialist formula that is dairy free. We just tried reintroducing cow's milk formula into her diet, and it has not gone well. Let's just see. She's been very sicky. Poor girl. Very upset. If anyone has seen a baby that's like upset, like pulling their legs up, crying, unconsolable, etc., etc. So she's been a lot like that, and it's very difficult to watch. So obviously she's back on her regular non-dairy formula, which is quite upsetting because obviously her brother and sister, they can have dairy. So my worry is that when she's older, she's going to obviously wonder why she can't have all the things that her brother and sister can have. And as a parent, having to explain to a young child, oh, you can't have this because, pardon me, your body can't handle dairy, and that's because mummy can't handle dairy, and you didn't have any while I was pregnant. Because the other two, while I was pregnant with the other two, I was still having dairy and hadn't come to terms with what my dietary issues were at the time. So they can both tolerate dairy absolutely fine. There was some concern over my son a while ago, but it has clearly been resolved. He is absolutely fine. So yeah, as from a parenting perspective, it's just upsetting to have to potentially explain to your young child at some point that the reason they can't have things that other people can have is because of you. Well, I don't know, people turn around and say, oh yeah, it's not your fault, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I entirely get that. Essentially, there's nothing I can do about it. I can't tolerate dairy, so obviously I didn't eat dairy. But that's not something that it was a concern when I was pregnant, and now that we know that it has affected her, it's just something I'm gonna have to come to terms with. More shopper boxes. There is a lot of gravel. Look, these all look different shades. Look. Shouldn't they all essentially be the same? Maybe it's just the lighting, but they all look like different shades of pink. I really need to like start using more concrete or something because there's a lot of gravel. Although I would need like a ton of sand, and I don't think I have a ton of sand. In here. I don't want too many different blocks in with too many other different blocks because then chaos will ensue and I'm taking them out and dividing them up into the big storage tree. Right, that one's empty, that's fine. Where's the... There we go. Yeah, so it's just a difficult position to be in at the minute. Unfortunately, it is what it is, and there's no point being distraught about it until it's something I'm gonna have to face, because obviously at this point she's 12 weeks old. She doesn't know nor care why she can't have dairy, but it's something we're gonna have to deal with as she gets older and starts to question things. But it's essentially something I don't have to deal with until she's of the age where she starts asking these questions. But another concern is that both of my older two children are on the autistic spectrum, and if she is also on the autistic spectrum and realizes that she wants X, Y, Z when she's older, like certain sweeties or what have you, and she can't have those, and starts having a meltdown because she can't have those, and we can't explain to her if she doesn't have the capacity to understand why she can't have those. That could be a tricky situation. But having another child and already having two children on the autistic spectrum, we were aware of the risk that she may also be autistic when I got pregnant. So it was obviously something, not that we were willing to deal with, it's not something you deal with because like they're your child. You know, you don't deal with your child, you love your child unconditionally. And we knew it was something that we would be able to cope with, whatever eventuality that was. So whether she is or is not on the autistic spectrum, she will be who she is meant to be either way, and that is something we are looking forward to exploring her as she is. So yeah, that sounded a bit preachy, but I do feel like all kids are gonna be who they are, no matter what our expectations are for them. So if you decide to have a child and before they are born, like, oh, my kid's going to be a doctor or my child's going to be this, and if you have expectations of your child becoming something that you essentially know they're not going to be, obviously it can be upsetting. There's a grieving process when you learn that you have a child with additional support needs and that you realise you are essentially not going to have the child that you imagined you were going to have. And it is, as I said, it is a grieving process involved. and that's entirely okay. To be upset at not having the life you imagined you were going to have. I mean, anybody from a child to the oldest adult in the world would be upset at not getting what they expected they would get from life. It's just human nature. But just because you don't get what you expected doesn't mean that, you can't handle what you do have. If I didn't have the children I do have, I wouldn't be the person I am. I would not be as patient as I am because, let me tell you, I had to learn a whole lot of patience in order to, like, manage my children's behavior and what have you. Not so much their behavior, because having autistic children, they come with difficult behaviors. It's just a part and parcel of who they are, and they can't help that to a lot of extent. Obviously, with every child, you are going to get some kids that know how to push your buttons and will use that to their advantage. That is just kids in general. But there is a lot of autistic behaviors that, they are not aware of themselves. Like when my son has a meltdown, he fundamentally cannot control himself. He just can't. It's not his fault. It's not anything to do with my parenting or his father's parenting or society in general. It is just it is a fundamental part of who he is. He cannot control his behavior. He just can't. He just can't. And we need to adapt to that when he is having a meltdown. We just need to help him get through it. Whereas with my oldest, who's also on the autistic spectrum, because her ASD is so entirely different to her brother's, if you just talk to her logically, and for a 10-year-old that can be difficult. Like, why are you doing this way? Like having to explain to a 10-year-old, like some people are going to hate me for this, but my kids are going to get their COVID vaccinations soon, and the oldest two are 7 and 10. So if we explain to her logically, look, this is going to hurt. This is why it's going to hurt. This is what's going to happen, etc., etc. She will not be happy about the potential pain, but she understands why she has to have it, and we can reason with her as to why she needs to get it. Whereas my son with communication difficulties, obviously we cannot explain to him this is what's going to happen, and why it's happening, and why it'll essentially be okay, because of the extent of his needs. And that just goes to show how vastly different people on the spectrum are. I've got like one child at either end of the autistic spectrum, and no two are the same, just like no two neurotypical children are the same. It is what it is. Children are going to be who they're going to be. irrespective of their parents' wishes, beliefs, dreams, hopes, all that jazz. They are gonna be them. So just, if you go into parenting just hoping to have a happy, healthy child, I think that's pretty much all you can ask for. And the rest of it, just let them be themselves and everything will be okay. If it doesn't work out the way you hoped, it'll still be okay. And that is my parenting rant for the day. Right, dirt, 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 dirt. So that's one empty, that one's empty. I wish shulker boxes were kind of like chests, where like you just break them and things fall out, but then that would defeat the purpose of the shulker box being, you know, able to store like a ton of stuff in it that you wouldn't be able to carry in your inventory otherwise. There we go. And then, this seems like it's going to be a long video because the small offspring is actually sleeping quite soundly. As I said, she had a rough morning because she was having cow's milk formula in with her dairy-free formula. Yesterday she had like 1 ounce milk to like 5 ounces of dairy-free, and today we tried 4 ounces of dairy-free to 2 ounces of milk, and it's clearly having a detrimental impact on her. So that is going to stop right now. Her next bottle will be completely dairy free because she's been very sick. It's obviously not coping well with her stomach, and we don't want to upset her tummy. I don't know if I've got, I do have granite in there. Let me know if you guys have any like like any intolerances or allergies and what have you, and what you do to manage them, because I do know that some obviously I'm not anaphylactic. I have an intolerance, not an allergy, and it looks like she has an intolerance, not an allergy, because if she had an allergy, her symptoms would be considerably worse. So I'm grateful for that it's not an allergy. But what do you guys have any allergies? What do you do to like mitigate the outcome? Because I know I have been accidentally poisoned by milk on a few occasions, and when I have a flare up of my colitis, I can't have gluten either. Whereas when I'm not in a flare up, I can usually tolerate gluten quite well. I tolerated gluten all throughout my pregnancy with her, which is quite a common thing if you are intolerant to something and you're pregnant. A lot of women seem to tolerate their intolerance, if that makes sense, better when they're pregnant as opposed to when they're not pregnant. I don't know if it's got anything to do with the amount of nutrients that goes to the fetus, or you know what the script is there, but it is handy to know. So if you are a person that is planning on becoming pregnant at some point, yeah, you never know. If you have something that you can't eat, you may I'm not a doctor, but you may be able to tolerate it while you're pregnant. I knew there was more somewhere. But again, I am not a doctor. Always check with your medical physician and don't sue me for things I have said on YouTube. Please. I have no money, so even if you did sue me, I don't have anything, so, knock yourself out. You won't get much. A pencil, maybe. No. Oh well. Yeah. I think I don't know if this is a stereotype, but like having like watched obviously a lot of American TV shows, uh do people actually, like, if you're from America, do people actually try and sue people as much as they do on the TV shows? Um Let me know. That would be interesting to find out. Right, I have to go right now, I think, because I'm getting a phone call. But I will catch you guys later. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.